to draft we go. Much more interesting. Much more interesting. Alrighty then. What a moment. What a moment as I move my camera. Yes, yes. The camera has been moved. Given the edge, they've been edging me from the start of the tournament. They do like to play it close, don't they? They do like to play it close. Right, so. Galions. Blue side, LR get to choose red. Gonna force Rakan, Volley, and Poppy bans. Okay, so a lot of Baus champions and Reckless best engaged champion that's met at the minute. We've not seen as much Rel of late. I think Rel's nerfs have actually made her significantly riskier than she once was. But they're going to first pick Rel? I mean, Zoelis is a nice Rel enjoyer, but literally the moment I say it, they lock that in. That's wild. Went for a break and got your own Boston Tea Party going on. Danke, you're not even wrong. You're not even wrong. Immediate Braum. I mean, this is one of the issues that Rel has ran into. There's actually quite a lot of good anti-engaged sports in the game right now. Alistair gets away with it by virtue of just being very tanky. Early Viego? I mean, it's a Velia special. Go on. My goat, they've just decided to play it themselves. Right. So, Kiana. Here's the thing with Kiana. At the minute, you're doing one quadrant, backing for longsword, getting back out on the rift, and basically looking to finish your second quadrant, fight over Scuttle Crab, and then basically get a second clearing before you need to reset again, which feels very, very, very good. It's very strong in the team fights right now. It's probably the hardest snowballing and carrying jungler in the meta right now. You team fight really well, you skirmish really well, you snowball really well. For my money, if you're a good Kiana, it's one of the very best ways for a jungler to take over a game. However, you do have to be good at the champion. Response is going to be Xerxes, who's likely going to be locking in the Silas. Serim plays it, but I think at the minute, Xerxes has been playing it more in the jungle, if my memory serves. And actually, Kiana ult is a pretty rough one to give to Silas, who obviously gets a lot of value from it. So we can end up with the whole river just turning into a massive wall of explosions. Bobby, what the hell? What was with the random classism? Chill, my guy. No more statement. One more statement like that. I'm just getting rid of you for the record. That's wild. I wonder if Velia decides to shadow Baus because everyone goes on him. Yeah, definitely worth it. I mean, you've now got Galio as well. So Kiana Galio is a really nasty combo. Kiana goes in. Galio jumps on top. Bad time. Could also be Baus top on the Galio. Not in Twitch, no. It was just a random comment about the wealth of Europe. I was like, who does that? Bizarre commentary. Are we getting LCK and LPL out of this game? Very true. I have no idea. Casa Kiana. Very true. Possible. That was my reaction, Corey. Yeah, getting rid of the Aatrox. There is a world where they're just throwing this Galio top with the expectation there's a world where Ragnar's playing the Aurora there. Galio's okay into Aurora. There's a lot of poor people in Europe. It's true. Depending on which country you're in particularly. So, Smolder ban away from Harpoon, who has back towards that. We've got a lot of AD carry bans at this point. Are we Kaisering here for Crowny? You with the Braum, so Lucian is a possibility as well. It's quite a short range comp from Galions as well, so quite a lot of world where you can dash around a bit. Tristana's fine, but it's another decent ult for the Silas to steal. Hyperscaler, mobility. Crowny does enjoy it. Okay. It's going to be cinema. One would imagine with the Kiana, I agree. Ezreal. Fine here, I think. Enough mobility to kind of manage the Braum, Kiana, Galio well enough. What are we locking in then for? We're basically waiting to see where the Aurora and Silas are going. There's a couple flexes here. You can throw Silas mid, Aurora top. So there's a world where the Silas goes jungle or mid. There's a world where the Aurora goes mid or top. This will decide that. And either way, the Galio is a flex for Lost Ratones. So looks like it'll be the Silas jungle with the Yorick thrown top. Do they want a Baus champion here? They could Gragas here. But we've already seen Baus kind of have a bad time on Gragas into the Yorick. I wouldn't like that one especially. Galio. AP Jax. Hops out of the cage quite well. Could be a Jax angle. Cho'Gath, of course, what am I thinking is Baus into Yorick as well. People were playing Cho'Gath into Yorick for a long, long time, basically because Cho'Gath passive gives you HP back when minions die around you. The Mistwalkers count as minions for the purposes of that passive, which makes it quite good into Yorick, at least surviving the lane. So that can be a decent option. So, you have now got Cho'Gath Galio as your front line with the Braum. You're quite reliant on the Kiana to make plays happen. But if you do make it happen, it can be pretty nasty. Galions are quite short range. So you will, with the exception of the Ezreal, have fairly good options to punish in the river. I think there's going to be a fair amount of emphasis on Crowny to get a lot of value down in extended team fights, but that's doable. Silas hates Cho'Gath, though you can steal the Feast, which is a good ult to steal. You can steal the Hero's Entrance. You can afford to steal Tristana ult. That's not the best, but it's fine. Braum ult's fine. But yeah, Feast, Hero's Entrance, Supreme Display of Talent are all phenomenal ults. And Buster Shot and Glacial Fissure are fine as well. So there's a world where Xerxes on this side has some very nice ults to steal. The only thing into Cho'Gath is if you go diving in, immediately get silenced and feasted, your ability to play around HP bar just doesn't work anymore. So do keep your eyes on it. There's a world where Silas goes in, gets immediately silenced and one shot by Kiana Cho'Gath. Why does Silas hate Cho? Because you are a melee champion who requires to go through a lot of spell rotations into Feral Scream. And if you get Feral Scream into Rupture, into Feast, you die. Stealing Feast feels very good, but this will be Baus's AP Cho'Gath, which can be really, really nasty. So, like, don't get me wrong, you can absolutely get value out of the Cho'Gath as a Silas. It's just there is this nagging suspicion I have that you will go diving in, get silenced, and just go, oh dear, I can't get through my rotations. Right, not allowing Academy tiers to Tier 1 events is very considered how it works in other region promotion of Valorant as well. Yes, I know they do, but this is a bit different because it's only coming in for a single tournament. So we shall see how it goes. And there's been no confirmations yet, because I think it'll still feel very rough for the Academy teams. And I wonder what that would then mean if this becomes a regular thing for players choosing their teams, because I think it could really devalue Academy pool. You get extra health from Stolen Feast as well? I do believe you do, yes. But thanks for the heads up, Dio. Kane on Bush at Monty's, I saw that. Minions have spawned. No one can burst Cho'Gath on the side of Galions. It'll be AP Cho'Gath, so that will definitely be an issue. And you have got 4 damage dealers, so I think you can probably do it. My issue is more that the range you're going to be playing into is pretty scary into Braum, Cho'Gath, Kiana, Galio. Who've got quite a lot of nasty CC and burst combos of their own. I think a lot of these skirmishes are going to get very bloody, guys, which should be very exciting. That's the way it is. Let me go pick up my tea. I returneth. Nothing crazy's happened. No flashes have been blown. There has now, literally, as I come back. Did LR win draft? I like their draft. A lot of this will depend on the carry jungles doing carry jungle things, I think, for me. Nice from Zoelis. No, he's just punched. Oh dear, this could really suck for the Rel, but does manage to get out with the heal and the flash needed to, though. Ragnar gets knocked up by the Rupture. Mistwalker's still running at Baus. There's a world where the Rel catches Baus here. A flash, Rupture. Morning Mist lands. Xerxes can look for this. Watch for the flash. Yeah, dead. That gonna suck. Because again, there's basically, if the Silas gets rolling, that will still be a problem. Veli has blown all of his cooldowns. He could have a really bad time here. Zoelis, I think, is dead. The Aurora's coming. Won't matter, I don't think. The heal's still decent. Does delay Zoelis getting to lane. And that means that the Ezreal has a bit of a rough time. Doesn't interrupt the back. Let's have a look at this again. So Nemesis just eats a big trade from Seren, I'm assuming. Yeah. Twofold Hex, Spirit Abjuration, Part 2. Oh, Justice Punch. Ooh-ah! And the Taunt. Very nice. Nearly got one back there. Not bad from Nemesis, actually. I hadn't realized he got the big turnaround on it. Seren had initially played that quite well. Brawn passive, not enough. I'm not sure they've decided yet. We'll find out. Then they almost pulled a Chovy. No. Crazy. He does lose a lot of CS for it, though, which kind of sucks. Xerxes dropped some pretty scary Silas games, so we'll see. There's a world where that becomes the issue here. I'm not gonna lie. Throw out the hopium. Take into your veins only realism. Oh, I also have my doubts it's really going to be one split. Well, we'll see. I think they would struggle. They would have. There is issues with how the LEC contracts franchising work with the teams. Riot are already stretching it a little bit as it is. Good chunk onto Baus. He's dead. Another kill. Carry junglers! Carry snowball junglers into Baus, guys. This is a lost condition that we've seen lots of Ratones have problems with across this tournament. Hear ye, hear ye. That could really suck. At least Kiana got the dragon on the other side, but that's not great. I mean, your PC have wine and taco. Ooh, good day. Not bad for Friday, that. Bone apple teeth, says Taynor Bush. Very good. Great French. Aurora's such a pain to lane against his Galio. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Aurora actually is just quite good into tanks with her passive anyway. There's a lot of percent HP damage. You struggle to get on top of her with all of her mobility. She can buffer through a lot of your CC chains. Yeah, it's just a bit miserable. Especially if she starts to build towards things like Leandries. It's like, anti-tank options. Yes, I'm an AP tank, but this is still miserable. Yeah, it's all very nicely done. As we said, they went looking for that, didn't quite get it. Was that with Ice Blade as well? I think it was. Man, Veli's going to feel really bad, sad about that. I hope we get a replay, because I think Seren just about escaped it with the Between Worlds. I remember I was trying to make Aurora jungle work when she first came out. It was fun, but you were very low clearing. You weren't the best clearer, it had to be said. 1 PM here, so I'm eating lunch and drinking water, hell yeah. NA brethren. Well played, Seren. Very well played. The hopium is like antidepressants. It's true. Life is fine again. Grubs. We've not seen a supreme display of talent yet. It could get hijacked here. It will likely be hijacked here. Valiant needs to leave. Yep, Terror Shape over the wall. Another grass blade. There's the hijacked. Oh, Xerxes could just supreme display of talent them all. Needs to, actually. Yeah, there you get a supreme display of talent. Oh, Xerxes is actually going to survive. Oh. Velia didn't get a very good ult down. He's actually his ult's already down. Harpoon looking for an auto or a flash. Oh, he missed his combo. Damn it. Harpoon flash for that. That's really sad for him. Wow, Galions didn't get any kills there. I genuinely thought that supreme display of talent from the hijack would have been way more valuable than it was. Crownie's hopping in. Bold. Harpoon. Oh, there was no need to cleanse there, Harpoon. Oh, you idiot. Oh, Harpoon, that's not a good cleanse. Or having failed the flash to get the kill earlier. That's rough. Oh, Harpoon. Zer's got Rocket Belt. He might well kill Baus here. Not quite. When did Velia use his supreme display of talent before that, by the way? Because he didn't have it going into the fight. League of Flash whiffs. A little bit. A lot of summoners blind. What did it end up being? One grub for one kill. Other two grubs still up and running. I think we're just going to see Silas run back at it again. Nemesis has no TP, no ult. Ragnar has no TP. So we'll be down Galio and Yorick for this, which is probably better for Galions in the 4v4. Crownie also has no mana. So there's like no way they're fighting this right now. That'll be 3 grubs to Galions for the 1 kill. Harpoon having a horror series for the most part. Yeah, he had a decent Ziggs game, but the Yunara and the Ezreal game so far not been fantastic. That was a bad moment on the Ezreal for sure. Mid-gank, Seren dodged. Ah, yes, thank you. That's what it was. I didn't realize I thought that was just the Ice Blade. I didn't realize he'd thrown out the ult as well. But that would explain it. Thank you. Left a bit. What are these lane assignments? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they've not thrown the Aurora side. I guess it's just off reset timings is the answer. Probably needed Aurora to TP in to deal with. Oh, even the TP's not that long. Maybe it was just because Crownie was getting shoved mid. Ow. Yeah, that sucked for Crownie. Dragon's happening. Crownie's going to have to reset. They're giving the dragon up. That'll be another objective over to Galions. LR did at least get first dragon. They can look at Seren. Buff it through. Velia has to flash. That's not great. What was he thinking there? Doesn't get the minion wave either. Misses the Ixtal's impact. Edge of Ixtal. Sorry. Ixtal's impact Skarner. Skarner has forever ruined my ability to differentiate the name Edge of Ixtal and Ixtal's impact. What do I think about GB Worlds and who becomes the champion? Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what GB Worlds is, unless I'm just misunderstanding what that is. I don't know if they pick their Bane Kiana and they don't get the result they want. Yeah, well. It's not done yet. They got Profane Hydra, but the Kiana would like to make things happen. That's just not happened yet. You're actually behind 1,000 gold to the Silas, and Kiana from behind is not a champion. That's one of the things you do run into, is you try and full combo as a Kiana with no gold. You are not having fun. So if Heretics win, it's just UOL's spot. Yeah, that feels really bad. If actually, like, you are, like, the 5th best team, and you're the one that gets to go forwards while all these other rosters that did so well get nothing. Especially considering the rules have been added, or this option's been added in super late. I think that's kind of sucky. We'll see. Value looking a little bit like our first time Kiana. We'll see if I eat my words. Yeah, not really seeing any of the lethal combos or good bush play in particular that Kiana's often very, very good with to, you know, get your combos like this. So he has managed the moment we said that to find an angle on the backside. Oh, Harpoon has to flash and cleanse away if it does. But you'll take double cooldowns there, I think, off Harpoon. Xerxes coming. Watch for the stolen ult. What does he want to hijack? Supreme Display of Talent or Frozen Social Fissure? Probably the option. Still, double cooldowns off Harpoon is probably fine there. You didn't really burn all that much yourself. You can keep jumping at Harpoon. Glacial Fissure, missed the Abscond of Duct. Oh, dear. Yeah, Braum passes in. I don't think so. Xerxes can't walk past the Braum. Silas does not have a great time into Braum. Nicely done from LR's bot lane. Punish the fact that Harpoon burned both his summoners. Now you got a 3-0 Tristana. Really, really good stuff. Seren's here. Door comes out. TP comes in. Actually probably means Seren's going to eat a bit of a chunk here. Yeah. Ow. And that's LR back in. Justice Punch again. Ooh, taunts just wide. Seren hops away. Get another Spirit Abjuration off. Does. So this is after Harpoon, of course, has burned all of his cooldowns. Harpoon gets tagged by the Winter Spite. Immediate flash out of the crash down. Sidesteps the Abscond Abduct. If that had hit, that was over, by the way. Glacial Fissure traded for Glacial Fissure. Reckless walks beyond, puts at the door, saying, Xerxes, you cannot walk past this to keep your Rel alive. Good target assignment there from Reckless, knowing that Crownie had the damage. Good work. Does LR not get outscaled? Kiana, AP Cho'Gath will eat one of your melee carries. Tristana is also going to become a problem DPS-wise. The Ezreal needs to get a lot of work done. I don't know how easy that will be through Braum, Door, and Galio. But we'll see. Because the world where Value can just kind of jump forwards. That's a bit unfortunate. Got stunned. Does get the grasp into Xerxes is now at half. Baus not having the most fun there versus Seren. Doesn't have TP either. Oh, Baus, that's really rough, actually. 1-1. Currently, yes. For the teams. Baus? Oh, dear. Value could just jump on them. Remember, Harpoon still doesn't have his flash. They can just kill Zoelis here, I think. Yeah, Glacial Fissure. Oh, the knock-up Supreme Display Talent doesn't quite kill him. Last auto. Crownie gets it. That gets in the reset. Xerxes now gone really deep. Supreme Display Talent stolen. Galio comes in with the Hero's Entrance, looking for the kill on the Xerxes. Won't quite get it. He's now quite deep. Reckless comes on in, forces the Harpoon to Arcane Shift away because the Wind Spite landed. Okay, well, that prevents Herald going down because you got the kill onto Zoelis and got a good chunk on other people. Okay. Just need Baus not to die, and the moment you type that, that's incredible. Well done. Decent, decent. Been watching Worlds, thoughts so far? Yeah, I think Top Esports and Ale originally had a really good run. I think Top Esports kind of had a bad read on drafts and played quite disrespectfully today. Not a great day from Hung and Cream in particular. That hurt. CFO are actually as good as I thought they were. I think people really, really underestimated them coming into Worlds. They were a semi-finalist ceilings team for me. I think the meta's been quite interesting because initially I thought we were going to be seeing a lot of like the Caitlyn kind of lanes. But if you can do things like draft Draven and then Taeyun swap to get Draven in a 1v1 versus things like Rek'Sai for the first 5 levels, that changes draft priorities quite a lot. So I think we're going to potentially have some really interesting drafts where Nemesis is about to die. We can talk about that a little later. Nemesis buys time. Oh my days, he got away with it. Redemption OP. But basically, we may end up with some really interesting drafts where we start seeing... Is they going to keep going here? They are going to keep going here. I have to shut up and talk about this instead. Glacial Fissure comes on down. Seren has to hop away. Zoelis is dead. Nice. Seren leaves. Valley's got Axiom Arc. I think Seren needs to be really careful here. There's the Grass Blade. Looking for a second one. That's turret, nice. First turret of the game. Is this feat of strength at nearly 20 minutes? It is! Omedetou gozaimasu. Atakan spawns. Woo, that was a wild old camera angle. Oh! Wise Bow's moving mid, top turret gone. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of alright. I think I want to get a bit of shove there, because I think with the Tristana they were thinking they might be able to threaten mid turret. It didn't work. Okay, Scream Display talent, bit of a chunk onto Ragnar. Not the best, but half HP on the Yorick's not awful. Root onto Xerxes. Should kill off the Maiden. That's actually pretty valuable. Velia went forwards and gets his hijacked Supreme Display talent to Magnet Storm angle. Good turnaround. Oh, they thought they had the kill turnaround. Feast not enough. Reckless is literally just standing in front of 4 people and will die for it. They've fumbled the Justice Punch. Can Crownie get some damage? The double silence allows the rocket jump forward. Ragnar with the foot crash down. Xerxes finds him scond of duck. Xerxes healing. Oh no. Harpoon could definitely kill a few people here. Man, did you see the healing from Xerxes partway through that fight? Damn. That is Atakan. Unfortunate death to give up from Velia there. TPing in. They got Feast. It doesn't, but he can certainly threaten people. They're really low. Yeah, they don't want to fight that. That would be a very dead person in front of it. So they actually stop Atakan going on down. Good TP from Baus. He's going to keep it aggroed. Oh my god, he is. He's got Feast. He could still do this. No, that's wild. Xerxes is still here. But does he have more damage than Feast at this point? Hijack Feast. He can look to Feast combo on it. They can silence him and Feast him himself. Zolis can steal with his Q. Zolis can steal with the Q. It is a rel. Has got a lot of monster damage. Trying to keep it aggroed. It's not. It's going to reset. Oh, Xerxes with a hijacked Feast. Thought he could just Feast Smite. And instead ended up getting silenced. Feasted instead. This was what I was worried about with Silas into Cho'Gath. Where you go in as a low HP Silas and immediately get eaten before you can heal yourself up. Mid lane. Tier 1. Baus now in a 1v1 versus the Yorick and not having the most fun. Mistwalkers jump at him. So it starts with Velia going on forwards to kill the Maiden in the Mist and immediately getting jumped on. Ah, we see what happened now. They jumped on Harpoon, but it actually meant that there was 2 members missing. Then basically Reckless steps on forward with the door and the heroes enters behind him to buy space, and then just gets blasted. And they go looking for this kill. And Crownie sees the moment with the rupture into the double silence, but Zoelis flashes out, so stops Crownie getting the reset till really late, and gets pulled out mid-air by the abduct on the reset on the rocket jump. Yeah, Baus just teleported in there 1v3. He was just way higher HP with Threat of Feast. Someone would have died, and then it would have been a disaster. There's Soul Point, looking for a taunt. Onto ZOLS, not really all that much value. Redemption comes on down. To be honest, Cobra, my impression is this is just how Lost Ratones are as a team. They've been doing it all year. Granny Griefs, that fight, it was a little bit far. He wanted to pair up with the Silence and just didn't quite get the value he was opening for. The Silence came off just before the Flash came out, so it ended up being a bit tricky. Okay, Rex will flash out. Gets out. Fine. Is it just a Baron flip angle at this point? Huh. This KT is giving me DRX vibes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that angle. Hidden Gold favors LR for sure. They're at Soul Point. They've got Feats of Strength. They've got Adakan. They're actually in a pretty good spot this game. Clowny's got 4 kills and a couple items. That's pretty good going, I think, in the grand scheme of things. The Silas can still be a problem. We've talked about why. Even if I do think a lot of the leaders largely been cut in half, and good job from Value on that front. How does the Maiden count for Cho'Ulth? I don't actually know. It'll be probably is count as a minion, I would imagine. So you can probably only cap out an X amount of them. Went looking with the rocket belt, can find it with the Abscond Abduct. Do we co-stream Worlds? We do indeed on twitch.tv/9mera. Hang on. Oh. See if that works. There you go. That's the channel. Please come say hey. We're also on Nivea's chat if you want to see how that's done. But yeah, indeed, we do co-stream Worlds as well, so please do come watch that if you're a Worlds enjoyer. As usual, Monty's, no doubt. Was a minion, he altered the minion at 8 and didn't get a stack. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. That's good to know. So I assumed it was a minion. It would be a little bit busted otherwise, I think. Unending Despair done for Cho'Gath now. Swift Marches. There's the Bloodletter's Curse for Nemesis. Souls in 30. Galions are at least in position in the river. See whether LR can force the way in. Because the other thing is at this point, because they're at Soul Point, they can happily look to just rush Baron and say, yeah, come on then. We've got Cho'Gath. Hijack Feast for double secure. Baus gets taken pretty low. Who cleansed? Harpoon did. To cleanse off Harpoon. Baus low. Will heal up a bit. Supreme Display of Talent. Well, that's unfortunate. But doors up. Blocks the True Shot Barrage. Looking for the Winter Spire. Harpoon has to sidestep it. Explosive Charge on top of their head. They've still got Feast, by the way. Nemesis jumping on forward. Gets on top of Xerxes. That's a Rupture. And a very dead Silas who gets feasted. No Smite. No Secure. Seren's now in danger. Harpoon's now in danger. Oh, Crowny's dead. But so is Harpoon. They lost Velia, actually. How did Velia die? Did he end up getting picked up by the Yorick at the back end of that? GG Super Brother, who got into League? I was the first one into League. I got taught how to play League by my friends in my halls at uni. And then I came home for Christmas and taught Alex. And Alex was swiftly better than me. The honest answer. Okay. Dragon. Breton, remember there's no smite. There is a feast, though. There is a feast. Oh, down goes the Yorick. Where's the Silas? If Silas can get here in time, this is great, but I don't think he's going to be able to get over the wall and smite this in time. It's gone. Don't blame him. Oh, hang on! Keep him out, keep him out, keep him out! Oh, he stole it. They should have just turned and burned the dragon. They committed halfway house. Oh, dear. This could end up being a disaster. Tristana's nearly here. Woo! Crowny's dead. That's Baron, actually, possibly. Supreme Display of Talent, blew up Harpoon. Seren goes between worlds. Veli needs to flash away. Turns into a Grass Blade. I think he needs to go the other way with that when he's dead. Not quite. Okay, Veli resets. He's going to try and heal off this a bit. Okay. Seren's still here. Misses his things. Grass Blade again with the Terror Shape. Seren stuck around on that, by the way. That's wild. Okay. He's out. Oof. Oh, they've done all the hard work. They should have just turned on the dragon. I think if Baus hadn't turned on to Xerxes, they could have just killed the dragon while he was CC'd. They chose the halfway house. And then Crowny just went full psycho and died. Messy game. Messy game. Should still be lost for turns, but like that was a winning moment for them, and they fumbled it. Zoelis is really struggling into the Diana damage now. Yeah, I agree, Kuru. I think there was no need for that. They should just get Baron here, though. It's gone. Feast down. Baus. Rocket belts out. He's gonna try and feast Zoelis. Yeah. Yeah. Zoelis? I think it might actually be Zoelis. Do at least get mid tier 2. Something. Good chunk on a Seren goes down. Sorry, just organizing some work stuff in the background. Had a quick message from someone who wants me to do some VO stuff. Oh my good god. Baus feast damage with AP Cho'Gath and Medjai's. Yikes. Okay, well that's game. That's it. Done. Unless Harpoon can clear the wave, I think it's over. Nicely done. Good jump. Ragnar is dead. And that, as they say, Baus doesn't even die. He TP's out. The fountain dive has evolved into something new. How many maps have been played? That's the third one. This is game 3.